Hi, myself Shailesh Ullal. I'm an intern at CyberSapiens. I'm going to give a presentation on XXE. So let's begin. So at the end of this presentation, you will be knowing what is XXE, what is XXE injection, and what are the XXE vulnerabilities, and how can you exploit these vulnerabilities. And also, I'll be giving some of the references in case if you want to know more about the XXE. So before starting with XXE, so what in the XXE means like XML external entities, and here X means like XML. So we all know that HTML. HTML is for like it's a data representation, and it is used for data representation, and XML is used for data transportation, and sometimes it is for data storage. And XML is used in many applications like APIs, UI layouts and styles, and also configurations, and also RSS fields. So how does XML look like? XML is a kind of format. This is the format how XML looks like. XML, and here version is an optional key value pair. So person is a root node, and here inside you will be having like at least one root node has to be there. So this is the opening of person node, and this is the end of person node, and inside that name and age are like sub nodes. So these John and 20 are the values present for the name and age. So this is how the format, like example format looks like, and we can also include like this is a format which is not acceptable. So this is like having a less than, special character like less than, greater than, and double quotes. These are considered as illegal characters because XML parser doesn't know like whether to take it as a value or to take it as a like special character or something. So in that case, so entities came into picture. So entities are defined again inside DTD. So this is a format of XML, and the same XML document, it is modified to take entities. So entities are defined inside document type definition. So it is also references like DTD, and this is the name, and entity, this is a format of representing entity. So the value, the name and the value is defined here in the DTD, and it can be referenced from any part from the XML. So here it is called, as we can call functions in the program, we are calling this kind of format, and this is and name of the entity, and again it has to be like ended with the semicolon. So if you have multiple calls, so if you have like multiple calls, in that case you just don't have to specify John again. So it is useful in some of the formats like sentences or something, like having some file names or something. It is used like in many of the formats. So this is how it is useful. And as I have mentioned, like DTDs, this is a complete XML document. Inside that document type definition defines the entities and kind of variables we can call it, and can be represented. To start with, again, web applications are built on various different things. One of them is like XML parser. What XML parser does is it accepts the inputs, like it parses XML. So when XML documents are built, and there can be reference to XML entities I have mentioned earlier. So in that case, if the XML parser does not check properly for the external entities, hacker can pass malicious payloads which can like do bad things to the web application, such as revealing the contents of the server files, and also running some system commands, and do many more. So this is how like it is using XML is like vulnerable, and also if it is not properly handled, it can lead to some vulnerabilities in the applications. And what are the type of attacks we see it for like XML. So XML, you can retrieve the files from the system, and also we can do some SSRF attacks from the attacks, and also do some XXE exfiltration, data out of bound attack, and also some XXE can be used to retrieve data via error messages. So these are the kinds of attack we are seeing it. So this is kind of like overview on the XXE. So we'll just start with some of the practical examples, like how we can do it. So I'm going to log into my Kali machine. So I have opened Bobso to intercept, and also I have Foxy Proxy installed on my browser for Firefox browser. So this is kind of lab I'm showing it. I'm going to solve at least 2 or 3 labs to show how XXE attacks happens. So exploiting XXE using external entities by retrieving the file. So this is one of the lab I'm going to show it. Yeah, I'm clicking on the access the lab, and I'll make that Foxy proxy to take it from the burp. So when it loads, okay. Yeah, while doing this, while it loads, whenever we get these values, so just consider it as a shopping website. So if I click on that product display page, this kind of product display page, we are seeing it, and we are just adding a product or checking some stock or something. So before that, I'll just click on to select a bob suit, and also I'll make that interceptor on to capture the request, and let me click on the check stock. So the request is captured here, so I'm sending that request to the repeater. You can see here the request has XML data in it, and we can try exploiting with the some of the details from in this time it is getting the server files from here, and okay. So I have some XML document type, so I'll be passing it. So this is XML representation. So we can create a document type definitions here and pass in XXE here. So this is like a system. System is a keyword which tells that this is the external entity. So this is to capture external entity, and XXE is the value, and I can create the same thing here, and this is how we can call it with the and sign at the starting of the value, and semicolon to close it. So I'm just sending this request. So you can see here, so this has been capturing, getting the value from the etc password file. So this is how we can get the value from here. Yeah, let me make the intercept off here. Okay, let's go to get the other exploitation. So how we can use XXE to get the server side request forgery attacks. So I'm opening this one. Again, I'm going to the second lab, and Uh, yeah, this kind of like again a e-commerce site, and I'm just clicking on any of the product display page, and making Bobsuit on, and also intercept on to get the request, and to modify it and send it to the repeater. So this again says that like we have XML, and how do we get and sending it to the repeater. Let's see from there. So likewise I did the modifications in the first file, first request, and I am again making changes here. Okay. Yeah, here again it refers to the it refers to the server path, and to get the server details here, and I'm just referencing again to get the values, product ID. Okay, yeah, I'm sending it. This again gets some values, like this is parsing the XML data, and also it is saying that product ID is late, invalid product ID latest, so it has to go inside the values to fetch. So I'll be copying here, and let's see like what paths we can get some details. Again I'm sending it. So invalid product ID, metadata is invalid, so I'm parsing some value, and these I'm traversing to the next level in the server file. Okay, again it is into the other folder, you can see. Security credentials. Okay, again I have to go inside admin. Yeah, at this point you can see like it is fetching access ID, secret access key, and also token. So with this token, if you get send the API requests with these tokens, so you can fetch any values. So this is again a kind of vulnerability. We got it as a part of like SSRF, XXE SSRF attack. And next comes, let me close that intercept off, and let's see like what is our next lab going to. Vulnerabilities, and the next thing is exploiting X include to retrieve files. Okay, so X includes again like when sometimes XML parser does not accept XML values by default, but it will construct the XML inside. It will get like part of value from some XML part value, and also some text values, and again it will construct a XML at the server side. So in that case, like how we can exploit, we can see that. Let me access the lab. So I'm turning on the burp suit, and also making intercept on. Okay, yeah, here we got the request. Here you can see like this doesn't look like a XML, and this is not XML, and this also is not JSON value. So in that case, like how we can we are not sure like whether the server will take XML parser is there or not, or like server will take XML inputs. So in that case, let's see like how we can find out initially. Let me send it to repeater. Yeah, let's see like if it takes entities. Likewise earlier, let's pass some value and look for error message. What error message we can get it? Name it as some entity. You can give any name. Like it's a kind of variable name, and just try to send it. Okay, missing parameter product ID. So it is not taking this time. So sometimes it is considering it as special characters are like considering it as is. So let me URL encode it. The and one. URL encode. Okay. Character encode the character. Yeah. When we wait for it, let's go back to the Kali. So here this came as like and is not taking, so just let me there. Okay, and so encoded value of and is like 6. So I'll just paste that one in the, I'll replace it. Okay, percentage 26. Let me send it again. Now we can see that entities are not allowed. This is a message, error message. It is like this kind of warning or error. So it is giving from the server side. So we can consider it as like entities are taking. So we can parse XML values here. So we can input here XML values. So in that case, again, I'll replace this one with the kind of X include values. So this is the X include value. Yeah, let me try to send it. Again, like we can able to get the, so since here we added it as a like etc password, file etc password. So this is kind of anchor tag in the HTML. Let's see, like this is a href. So it is referencing href is again like you can get it. It is kind of same in the anchor tag. So href is fetching the values and it is getting the values from here. We can pass server pass and also do a lot more on here. So this is again, since we passed etc password, so it is getting the etc password values here. So this kind of vulnerabilities we can see it on like XXE while parsing XXE. Yeah, this is how we can exploit it. And mitigations, let's see some of the mitigations, but we can like how we can overcome this kind of vulnerability. So one thing is like we can disable XXE completely. So this is not a real time, this is not a fair idea to disable XXE, because XXE XML parsing and XXE are used in many ways to improve the applications. So disabling is not a fair idea. We can go with some alternatives also. Implement server-side input validation. This is one kind of server-side input, but we have to be a lot more a lot more to do with like what kind of inputs we can expect. So all these validations has to be done, or else we can go with like to find out we can go with like SAST and DAST tools, like source code analysis tools, and kind of like these are the examples: Axis, SonarQube, Cast, and uh, these are all like SaaS tools. And also dynamic application security testing tools are also we can implement to protect our applications. One more thing is like website application firewall. Also we can set it to avoid it is from the website. Like it is different from the actual firewall. This is like web application firewall, and this can also be implemented to get like to avoid XXE vulnerabilities. So these are the references. When sharing the PPT, you can get these. Can go through these links and get more details. Yeah, that's all.